Terry, Zaki Wheatley, a lot of the players have been talking about him being a ball hawk this spring. What have you seen from him in terms of development and how he's progressed?
Yeah, I'll tell you, the kid has elite ball skills. When you have a knack for the ball, it seems to find you. He's leading the team in interceptions this spring. He had another one today. It just seems like every other practice he's coming down with the ball or getting after the ball. So we're real excited about him. He's taking big strides, and hopefully he can continue to develop through these last couple days and then through the summer and take it into the fall.
Last year at this time, I think we were talking about Marquise Wilson moving from corner to receiver. I think he's back at corner now.
Yep.
Where does he factor in? How has he been?
Yeah, so Marquise is back at corner full time. I think when Marquise was bouncing back and forth from the spring to the fall, I think he really didn't find a home last year. No fault to himself. This year we decided to just keep him at corner. So he's right in the mix. We got a pretty deep corner room. When you talk about Kalen and Joey Porter and Johnny Dixon and Marquise and Daquan Hardy, and then we got a couple freshmen coming in that we're excited about. It's real competitive. And so those guys can't afford days off because we have the luxury of being able to replace them. So I love where the room is. I love where Marquise is. He's having a great spring. He's competing. He's doing everything that we ask, and he's a playmaker too. He gets his hands on the ball and he can find the football.
Kalen was a guy who was very advanced last year at this time. Where has he kind of taken his game in his second year of the program? Yeah,
Kalen's developed. He's gotten better. He's gotten much more consistent. You can see he's much more mature. He's handling all the new defensive calls and the new adjustments. And his approach is mature. His approach is like a third-year guy. You love that maturity out of a guy. So, we're excited about him. He's the guy that's, right now he's doing a fantastic job, and he's lining up with the ones often. So we'll see if he can hold on to that.
You spent a lot of years working with Brent, obviously. What's it been like working with a different coach in Manny, and how has he kind of made his adjustment this spring?
Yeah, the defense is going to be different. It's different philosophies, and under Brent, obviously we've developed a system that lasted, over some years, and Manny's coming in with a new system that is just as effective. The guys are buying in. There's a major point of emphasis on tackling, just fundamentals, running to the football, tackling the football, effort, getting after it, having pride in the defense, being excited to get off the field. And I love the way Manny's approach is. Our guys are held accountable. They love that accountability. We're piecing this thing together, and we'll be ready to go come fall.
Terry, Joey's played a lot of football here for you. What do you expect to see next from him? What do you hope to see next from him for this game?
Well, we expect Joey to anchor the cornerback room. Between him and Tig, those guys have played the most football, and they have to produce. We expect them guys to be high production, and hopefully Joey can take a side of the field away, and and he's got a great spring. I mean, when he's on the field, everybody on the offense knows it. His presence is felt. He's tough to get off of releases. I mean, the guy's physical. He had a big hit on Monday at practice. He's imposing, and just got to continue to build on that and build his confidence, and fine tune him, get him healthy all the way, and and get him stronger. He's a big guy, so we're expecting a lot from him.
Terry, what makes this group of defensive ends unique?
Well, I'll tell you, obviously we get a decent back. Missing him last year was a big loss to us. We feel like he has the ability to be an elite guy. And then there's guys that have played a lot of football. Nick Tarburton, this guy is going to be consistent. He's going to plug holes. He's going to play tough. He's going to give our defense toughness. And then there's depth there. Smith Vilbert had, I think, 3 sacks in the bowl game. So there's a lot of guys that have played some football that, it's their time. And they got to step forward and deliver.
Terry, how do you evaluate progress for a guy like Johnny Dixon, who obviously came from another Power 5 program? Where does he kind of factor in?
Johnny's had a great spring. He has played really, really well this spring. I'm very happy with his progress. I'm very happy with his level of competition. I couldn't ask for much more from him. He's embraced it. Like I said, my room is really, really talented, and for those guys to embrace it is hats off to them, because we'll figure out a way how to play them all, because they're deserving.
Daquan talks a little bit about kind of keeping the chip on his shoulder from kind of having the lengthy recruitment and bringing that here. How have you kind of seen him carry that now 4 years in his career here?
Yeah, I'm super proud of Day. He's one of those small guys that you root for. I mean, this guy's one of our best cover guys. He's one of our smartest guys on the team. He just makes plays. He challenges. He covers. He doesn't say 2 words to anyone. He just goes about his business. He works hard. He gets his job done. He's super fast. I love that kid. I love the way he approaches the game. And, I would take Day to war anytime we go to battle.
Terry, you didn't bring in a lot of new guys here for the spring, but a bunch coming in the summer. If I could ask you about some of those projected defensive backs, Flowers, Driver, Miller, Winston. You mentioned multiple roles for them back in December. Do you have any more kind of clarification on what the expectation is for them hitting the ground?
Yeah, you really want one of those guys as a corner to make a splash as a freshman, come in and play some as a freshman. You want one of those guys to splash at safety. Kind of like how Kalen King played last year and Jalen Reed played last year. Not that you want to expect them to be a starter, but you want them to play some roles and grow and develop, and who knows, maybe by mid-season, those guys could be in a major role for us and play special teams. So we're excited about that crew. Some of them start coming in next month in May. We're going to have them hit the ground running and start learning this new system, and obviously learn a new way of training. With Coach Losi and how we train here at Penn State. So, we're excited. We feel like 2 or 3 of those guys will make immediate impacts and play right away.
Terry, you're back to a normal blue-white weekend after a few years. How important is that from a recruiting perspective?
It's big. Our list, is deep, like as it should be. There's excitement again. There's buzz. I mean, that's part of the secret sauce of Penn State, is to have the opportunity to go in Beaver Stadium and play in front of our fans. I mean, we're expecting, 60, 70,000, whatever it is. It's going to be a wonderful day. So we hope everybody comes out. We're going to put on a great show and show everybody what 22 is about to be.
Terry, you mentioned trying to find a way to play as many of those guys as you can. Will that require a little bit of a different approach, just given how many reps typically your top 2 corners get?
Well, last year was a little bit different for us. But if you look over the past 8 years, we've typically played 4 corners. On a given year, you're going to play who you think is capable of playing. So if the 5th guy is capable, we'll figure out how to get him in. Obviously Day plays at the nickel, and we'll create some maybe dime packages. We get 6 DBs and maybe it's 4 corners in, because at the end of the day, the corners, our expertise is covering. And when you, in obvious pass situations, put your best cover guys in there. And so, Coach Diaz has already talked about, just trying to be creative to put our best 11 guys for whatever the situation is on the field at one time. So, we just want those guys to keep challenging each other. Iron sharpens iron, and they're all getting better behind the competition.
We've heard a lot about Zane Durant. I know he's not in your room, but how unique is it for a kid to come in as an early enrollee at that position, and it seems like he's really doing well from what everybody's saying?
Yeah, you don't see it too often up front. He is a special talent. We're excited about him. We're just trying to bring him along so it's not overwhelming to him. But this kid shows up. He splashes every day. He's making plays. You can't hide him from the film. So, he's going to be a part of the mix. He's going to continue to develop. He's super humble. In his approach when he came here, he was just about his business. In the weight room, embracing that challenge, handling himself in the classroom. When we're in, learning this new system, he's with the vets. PJ's taking him under his wing, and he's listening like a little brother, as he should. So it's been great. We're excited that he's here with us.
How big was it to get Tig back, and specifically it being pointed to as a leader by a lot of his peers this spring?
Yeah, that was the biggest get we got. Tig is our top defensive player. You know, obviously he led the country in interceptions. He's our leader. He and PJ lead the defense. Those guys, they lead by example. They work harder than anyone else, and then they perform better than anyone else. So it was a great get for us, and we're going to go as Tig and PJ go.
Last one.
Well, I'm sorry I just jumped in. I'm sure they've asked you
This is
about
the last question.
That's no pressure, right? But apparently Zaki Wheatley's takeaway king, so Tig told us. I guess how pleased are you with seeing him move over to safety? Because obviously you spent a lot of time with him.
Yeah, I trained him. I gave him all.
I was going to say, you get some of the credit, right?
No, it's been fantastic. You know, Zaki has elite ball skills. He has a knack to find the football. You know, he did a nice job at corner in the fall for us. And you know, we moved him over to safety. He's making the adjustment well. He had another pick today. The guy just has a tremendous ability to find the football. And those guys, they tend to play for a long time because you can change the game. Anytime we can get the ball back to our offense, that's the goal of the defense. So, you know, he can do that. He's going to play a lot of football for us soon.
Thanks, Terry.
Thank you.
Thanks, Terry.
Thanks, Terry.
Thanks, guys.